Hi, this is Dr. Prasad Pudilam on my YouTube channel, My Intuition, Biology for Engineers subject for Computer Science Engineering students. The first thing I want to tell that all my class videos of Biology for Engineers, if you go to the description box, you can find the PPT, the PowerPoint PDF form. You can download it freely. Okay, so moving to the seventh part of module 1. This is again I would like to repeat that this class series is only for computer science engineering stream students, biology for engineers. For other streams like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electronics engineering stream students, their subject code is BBOK. Instead of C, it is BBOK407. You can find a set of videos in my YouTube channel as BBOK407. Okay. Now the syllabus is mentioned here, covered till carbohydrate, nucleic acid covered. So this class video I'm covering the properties and functions of protein. Even some introduction to protein is given in the previous class video of biomolecules. Now this is the course outcome for this particular subject, biology for engineers, covering the properties or functions of a protein. The question is framed accordingly. Uh, how do proteins, through their diverse functions, such as the enzymatic activity, structural support, hormonal regulations, contribute to overall health and functioning of living organisms? Okay, so questions of 2-3 points already mentioned, so you can use it. So properties 2 marks, functions 3 marks. That is the mark distribution that I have decided for 5 marks. Okay, I have made all separate 5 mark question. Even you can combine and may ask for 10 marks also. To carbohydrates and nucleic acid combinedly for 10 marks, or carbohydrates and proteins combinedly, the properties and functions. 10 marks can be asked. Okay. Because all are having the same course outcome, CO1 only. In properties of proteins, uh, the uh, structure, sequence, specificity. Mm. Okay, some of the points I forgot to add. Okay, in the PPT I will be sharing. So the properties of nucleic acid. Okay, this is while making the PPT by mistake it came. I suddenly got confused why suddenly the nucleic acid came. So proteins. Okay, so I just deleted it. Very simple. One slide as such I deleted. Now it become proper. Now the structure of proteins. First point. Imagine the protein as the necklace. Small beads combined. Okay, so these beads, which are called the amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. Amino acids I already explained about the 20 different type of amino acids, and the order in which they are arranged, or the sequence in which they are arranged to become a protein, which determines the final shape of the protein, as well as the properties and function of that protein. Okay, just like different colored beads decides the design of a necklace, like that different order of amino acids gives a different properties to that, or function to that uh, uh, protein. Okay, so the arrangement of amino acid in different order, that is decided by the DNA. DNA forms that messenger RNA, that previous video, my just previous video, the sixth video class, if you see, can listen, can understand that. So that is decided by DNA, which protein has to be made, which sequence the amino acid has to be combined, that is decided by the DNA. So based on the complex three-dimensional shape, which is crucial, very crucible for crucial for the proteins function. The different structural levels, it can be classified as the primary proteins, secondary proteins, tertiary proteins, quaternary structure levels. Primary, it is very simple sequence of amino acid like the order of beads on a, just on a swing. Secondary proteins, they actually the chain, the protein chain, it further folds like a spirals called as alpha helix spiral. It folds as spiral form called as alpha helix structure, or beta sheet. It folds as a sheet form. It forms. Tertiary, it is the final three-dimensional fold of the protein, like the overall shape of the necklace, as I mentioned the necklace in the beginning. Then quaternary, some proteins, they have multiple chains which come together to form a final structure like two three necklaces connected together. Okay, so that like quaternary structure also possible. Okay, so not only amino acids are joined in a specific order, even how they need to be folded, that also need to contribute towards the property. The folded proteins, how they further shaped, that also determines the function of that protein. It's not that only a few set of amino acids joined immediately it will get the proper function. Then the biotechnology might have grown to some any extent. The biotechnologies that we are facing is the to understand how that protein folding different environment, that watery environment in our body, how the folding takes place. That only the main uh, complication that the experts are facing. The condition as well as how that folding, that becoming that particular shape, that not able to get into that so easily. Maybe artificial intelligence or computer science engineers will prepare some code, uh, uh, some artificial intelligence you put into that, and explain to the biotechnologies that this is how they are working, so you can work together. So that's why we are introducing biotechnology terms to the computer science engineering students. Okay, so then I move on to the next slide. Amino acid composition. The each amino acid has a unique side groups like the uh, uh, okay, they have their own functional groups. So these side groups can be hydrophilic or water loving, or it may be fat loving, that is hydrophobic. So the combination of these side groups, which affects how the protein folds and interacts with the environment. The shape, the fold, the amino acid combined and becomes a particular shape immediately. That is decided by the hydrophilic, that hydrophobic part of amino acid, as well as the environment which is present there on near to that protein when it is synthesized. Mm. Okay, so solubility, depending on the side groups, the protein can dissolve in water, that is hydrophilic, or it can dissolve in fat, that is hydrophobic. So this determines the folding, again determines whether they work in the cell, how they work in the cell, uh, and what are the other properties of that particular protein which is prepared. Then next, denaturation. Protein can undergo denaturation, like uh, just think about a protein which is we made fold and made a bird type of that origami bird. So if you just crumble it, okay, and it destroys the shape, destroyed the property, everything, it get destroyed. So same way, the property of a protein is destroyed, means we call it as denaturation. So when it loses its particular shape, then it cannot function anymore. It can happen. So in the case of origami bird, paper bird, it that crushed. Uh, Same type of crushing can also, the mechanical pressure in near to that protein structure can change, or it can change due to the heat. Because we know that heat can do. So you see that cooking, that those people who eat the egg, you can see when it is poured into that pan, it changes its property. it becomes denatured. Okay, actually it is a protein, it denatures. So denaturation happen when it is heated, or even the pH changes, or even at in the presence of harsh environment, harsh chemicals, denaturation can occur to the proper proteins. Specificity, uh, the proteins are actually they are the custom made tools. Each protein has a specific shape, and it allows to interact with other molecules like a key fitting to a lock. Which ensures that they will do only the job that they are designed for. Okay, so they are very specific to the work which they are made for. So biological functions. Uh, so again, I can say that the proteins are the power, the workhorse for the cell. They do many jobs like enzymes. Enzymes are the protein which catalyzes the speed up the chemical reactions in the body, uh, like producing food or energy to the body, and they make the work faster. The enzymes. Antibodies are another set of uh, uh, proteins which protect, which are the immune system. They fight for invaders like the bacteria, viruses. There are structural proteins which provide support and structure to the cell and tissues, like the collagen in our skin and bones. There are transport proteins, which these are the proteins which move molecules across cell membrane uh, for different uses or applications. Then flexibility. Some proteins can slightly change their shape to better fit within the other molecules. So this flexibility allows them to adapt and perform their function more effectively. Then binding and recognition. Proteins can bind to other molecules, can attach it to the other molecule, uh, just like we are doing the handshake. It can just go and attach. So this binding allows for communication and as well as the transport of molecules within the cell. And last point, already catalytical activity already explained. The enzymes, they are the catalysts. Then finally the diversity. Uh, a large number of amino acids they combines and forms the proteins. So it's an incredible. There are incredible possibility of variety of proteins, and each protein is having its own unique function. So this diversity is very essential for life, as we know how complex our life is. So the proteins are doing that function, the DNAs are doing the function, DNA are the nucleic acids, they are doing the function, and here we are explaining about the diversity of proteins and the diverse applications they have in our body and how complex we are, the human body. Okay, now we are moving to the functions. Same, if you know the properties, then we can tell the function. First one, that is enzymatic activities. Okay, uh, they they speed up the reaction, biological reactions. Enzymes are subproteins which speed up the reaction. Uh, Suppose if body want to break down the hydrogen peroxide from or any harmful molecule which is there into water and oxygen. Without enzymes, the process is very slow. But if a particular enzyme is there, immediately that unwanted product will be broke down. It will be catalyzed to break down to water molecules which are not harming our body. Then structural support. Proteins provide the structural support to our body, like the framework of a building. So these structural proteins are very essential for maintaining our shape and keeping everything in place. Example is the collagen. Collagen is a major structural protein found in our skin, our bones, and the tendons in between the muscles. So it is this just like a very strong mesh which gives our skin its elasticity, and to our bones the strength, required strength, and the tendons for the flexibility, because movement it needed. So for the movement the tendons needed, the flexibility needed. So that is the given by the protein. Mainly example is collagen. So that means without the collagen, our skin it will sag, dry up, and bones will weak. Uh, there will not be much movement, flexibility also will not be there. So collagen is very much important. So it is a structural protein, structural support it is giving. Then transportation and the defense or the immunity. Uh, we need to supply many essential component throughout our body. Uh, that function is done by the transport proteins, like the delivery services, carrying important molecules across the cell membranes. Within small movement also proteins are required. One example, if I take hemoglobin, it's a protein. It is found in the red blood cells. Hemoglobin actually it carries the oxygen uh, from our lung, and gives to the all the tissues cells, and that is used for the energy production. The hemoglobin on a return trip to the lung, it carries the carbon dioxide, which is actually a waste product. It comes together to the lung, and together it come out. When we exhale, the carbon dioxide goes out. Okay, so when we inhale, it goes to the air, goes to the lung. From there, so many things I explained in my previous class videos. That detailed explanation I'm not going here. From there, hemoglobin of red blood cell takes the oxygen and goes to different cells, and take back the carbon dioxide, and we exhale it out, carbon dioxide. It also used in the defense mechanism, if a foreign substance or subject, like viruses, if it enters our body, the antibodies it recognizes the enemy, and immediately it will cover that virus, and it will denature it or kill it. Okay, so uh, the proteins in a way it is act as a defense and immunity mechanism. Then cell signaling, motion and contraction. Okay, cell signaling, that is communicating uh, from one cell to the other cell. So cell signaling is like it is uh, to it's a separate department, because communication is needed. Then only other processes can happen. Okay, so protein act as the messenger, transmitting the signals between the cells, and they also coordinate the various activities. For example, insulin is one of the uh, uh, messenger protein produced by our pancreas. It acts as like a message telling our cell to take up the glucose. Insulin, when it is formed, that protein is formed, then immediately the news spread that glucose needed, sugar needed from the bloodstream, and use it for the energy. So this helps to regulate the blood sugar level, and keep our body functioning properly. Then motion and contraction, the movement as well as the expansion and contraction of muscles, uh, like an engine which power the movement in our body. The proteins will function from muscles in contraction, as well as the cellular transport. So they work together like intricate machine to generate force and movement, different proteins. Example, the two proteins like the actin and myosin, they work together. Actin filaments act like the tracks, and the myosin molecule like the oars pulling the uh, against the track and to cause muscle contraction and relaxation. That means the actin filaments will tell which way that movement required, and the myosin will make it to move either to contract or to relax. So which allows the muscles to shorten and lengthen, enabling us to walk or run or perform different functions, different movements. That about the movement and motion and contraction. Hormones regulation, then storage. Hormone regulation, imagine a well organized workshop, where workshop means the place mechanical workshop, where the tools are very neatly stored and readily available when it is needed. So protein act like tiny valves within our cell, safely storing the important molecule for later use. Okay, so anytime we can, if the body needs, they can take it up. The tools in different molecules, it can be taken up and do that. Uh, for example, one such storage protein is called the ferritin, which plays a very crucial role in storing the iron, which is very essential mineral for many body functions. The ferritin keeps iron in a soluble and a non-toxic form within the cell, and ensures its readily availability for processes like oxygen transport, but does not cause cellular damage. That is the storage of molecules. Then hormonal regulations, that is the actually they are the the managers of managing the messages. Proteins are also essential for the hormonal regulations, like a complex communication network, and the coordinating different parts of our body. The proteins act as a messengers carrying the signal from hormones to various tissues to control the vital processes. Example, if two hormones which rely on proteins for regulation are the insulin and glucagon. Okay, so these hormones, they work together uh, to manage the blood sugar level. Insulin is a protein which act like a messenger, telling our cells to absorb the glucose sugar from the blood for the energy. And glucagon is another protein which release or stimulate the release of the stored glucose from the liver when blood sugar level drops. So this intricate the interplay between the hormones and proteins, uh, uh, protein messengers, they ensures that our body maintains proper blood sugar balance, which is crucial for our health. Then comes the regulation of gene expression, catalysis of metabolic reactions. Catalysis of metabolic reaction, that is the enzymes. Okay, I've already explained too much explanation given for about enzymes. They speed up the chemical reaction, biological reactions, without participating there, and about lipase, example is given, that is lipase, which is an enzyme in our in the digestive juice. Lipase act as a catalyst, accelerating the breakdown of the lipids into usable components that our body can then utilize for energy or for the cell building. Now regulating the gene expression, the switch, the master switch. If you press it, then it will start producing. The machine will work. Okay, so that you can call the protein also control the production of other proteins like a complex manufacturing system, a factory. The transcription factors are the proteins. Okay, we said the DNA split to messenger RNA. That process is called as transcription. To transcription to happen, they need so many factors there, so many molecules needed. They call it as transcription factors. They are proteins. They are the master switches. Okay, controlling DNA, we have some proteins, and the proteins are prepared by DNA. So it's a cyclic. So these master proteins, they regulate the genes to get turned on or off in our cell, which ensures that the proteins needed for a specific task are produced at the right time. Okay, now the sensory response and blood clotting. Sensory response, example the rhodopsin, which is a light sensitive protein, which is needed for the vision, eyesight. Okay, then blood clotting is another important thing. Fibrinogen, it's a protein which is involved in the blood clotting cascade, which is needed for the blood clotting. Buffering and pH regulation, and the hemoglobin helps in maintaining the pH balance in the red blood cells, and they also act as the energy storage, energy source. Protein can break down into amino acid for energy production. Okay, that's about this particular class video. Hope you understood something for up to 5 marks. More than that I have given actually. Can reduce to half, that much is maybe sufficient. Some 12, 10 to 15 points each properties and functions I explained. At least 5 you should recall. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Support. Please send these videos. Share these videos to others. Put a like button. Thank you very much. My YouTube channel name is My Intuition 4865. Once again, thank you and have a nice day.